And that's when I farted on everything.
Hello and welcome to the Swine Brothers Show, episode 131 for September something, 2017. I don't remember and I don't care. You can get in contact with us via email at cosmicgodsdie at gmail.com. Twitter is still SwineBro666 and Facebook.com/SwineBrothers. I'm your host, Elliot Lindemood.
I am the Jim, the seeing eye mutant.
And we also have someone else.
Danimond.
Yes.
Danimond.
My name may not show up as that, but I am Danimond. I've been here before.
I know you guys are freaking the fuck out because 2 episodes in almost a week, just a little over a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't been on here for a while.
I think you were on like the last episode we did before the last one in about
Might
like
have been.
February.
I'm not even sure.
No Chaz, no Eric, no Scott. We don't know if, you know.
Oh well. It's been a hell of a week.
Yes, there's been a great fire near us. Well, near me.
Hurricane flooding, people screaming. Much fun.
Much fun was had by all.
So we found something to shit on here.
Commence the shittening.
Korn frontman Jonathan Davis to closed-minded metal purists who hate baby metal. Calm down.
Now, first of all, Korn. I would rather listen to any baby metal song, even the saccharine one that I hated, than listen to any Korn song.
I don't know. That one's tough.
I actually like 2 baby metal songs, so there you go.
I would say you two have Stockholm Syndrome, since Jim told me you had to listen to him several times in order to, provide an accurate review.
Well, no, I told Jim, oh my God, this is torture. Hey, this song isn't that bad. No, because the 4th song was, Jim, I don't think I'm going to get through the song isn't actually that bad. The next song. So it was the 5th song and the last song on the album that I actually enjoyed. And they were the most consistently kind of straightforward, kind of power metal type thing. And, if they were to stick to that, they could actually be a damn good band.
Well, baby metal has been around since 2010. And has pretty much been hated on by every metal purist. I just love how they try to fucking turn this into like an insult. You have different tastes, therefore you're a purist. An elitist and a whatever.
Yeah, go on.
Since the
I'm not elitist, I just don't like them.
Yeah, you don't like them. Good. Since the second they got popular, bands like Dragon Force and Abbott have voiced how much they love baby metal. Lamb of God loves them. Behemoth's Nurgle says he's not a fan.
Well, okay, for me, the first off, it was the hype machine. It was, these guys are amazingly popular, and they've never even released a note of music. So that kind of got me to mistrust them. I get why they're popular. They have the stage show, and that's cute. I mean, they remind me so much of Kiss. Musically, I wish I could honestly say I hate them. I mean, their music ranges from, like I said, the 2 songs I like, some of the songs I can deal with, and some of the songs that were just far too saccharine for my taste. But as far as like hating them, I can think of so many bands that are more worth my time in the hating arena. Fucking Suicide Silence and bands like that.
Celebrities weren't really sure what the hell was going on. And now Korn's Jonathan Davis says the band is the whole package. It's the whole thing.
Not really. I mean, it's they don't write their own music. They have a backing band of anonymous musicians who are actually pretty good. It's a pop band. It's a pop band appropriating metal.
It sounded a lot like anime theme songs to me. I was just like, oh God.
See,
I've seen too much anime.
My problem with anime theme songs is even if there's a nice riff, the 2-year-old vocals on Helium kind of ruin it for me. I like bands like Aldius that have like female vocals. It's a Japanese power metal band that are female vocals that aren't like actually made by like a grown ass woman.
They did look very, very young.
I mean, and oh, and I was called a racist for thinking that, by the way.
Yeah, right. Well, unfortunately, they are very, very young. Some of them look like children.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't like that sound. I like female vocals to be kind of more mature. I don't want to hear a 2-year-old.
Well, they're fucking grown on a pop farm in Japan. Literally. Their contracts strictly forbid them from dating anyone. This is how corporate they are. If they date someone, they're going to get punished or kicked out of the band and just easily replaced by someone else on the farm.
And ignorant white folk. Oh, they all look the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
David's admiration comes as no surprise as Korn invited Baby Metal to open for them on their recent summer tour. Korn, another corporate band that 100 times.
Korn, you know, a horrible thought hit me today, Jim. Korn has 12 albums out and has been going on since '94. That means some people consider them a goddamn legacy band.
Oh, God.
They've been around for most of my life.
I mean, you know, Korn is just I've never liked. I liked Korn when I was like 11.
I couldn't get into them. And my friends, my stoner friends played it near constantly. I'm like, God, no.
Yeah.
Saw them at Ozfest.
I mean,
and then I just like sat there and drank myself into a stupor.
You have to understand though, Jim. This was during my, Black Album period. So, if you had heard them at 15, you may have felt a little differently, But they weren't actually around when you were growing up.
No, they weren't. David's bandmate, Brian Welch, even got in makeup and performed with the Baby Metal during one of the gigs. Because you can't see the band. It's all about looking at the preteen titties.
Well, that's the thing, is they're all flash and no substance.
I don't know. I couldn't even tell they had boobs. Some of them didn't even look like they're old enough to have them or grow them.
The lead singer's like 19 or something. They're not quite as young anymore as they used to be.
In an interview with Music Express, Pedophile was asked why he thinks people say Baby Metal is destroying music. And his response is simple: calm down.
I don't think they're destroying music. I mean, really, my kind of antipathy for is I think they're all flash and hype and no substance.
They are very good.
I don't think they're destroying music. I mean, I think bands like the guy, the fucking pop singers that I can't even name because I don't know their name. I think they're destroying music.
Yeah, Michael Jackson destroys music.
And he fucks kids.
He is a literal rapist of music.
Actually, Jimmy's not much anymore except dead.
Losing his power.
Yeah, he's losing his power, but people still listen, and I can't stand it.
No, I never could.
It's another one of those legacy things.
It's just closed-minded people.
It's not close-minded people to have standards. I mean, I like music that Jim can't stand, the European power metal. I fucking bathe in that shit. And Jim likes things I can't stand, KMFDM.
Yeah.
So it's not closed-minded to have standards and a taste. I mean,
closed-minded would be like not even listening to it. But like to form an opinion, you have to at least hear 5 minutes.
I listen to everything. Someone I know sent me fucking some like rap, modern day mainstream rap, to piss me off, and I listened to the damn thing, and I said that it sounded like I'd rather listen to the running stream of a sewer, but I actually listened to it.
Yeah. So I mean, from both sides of it, there's purist metal people that are just pure about their music and want this, and it's got to be a certain way. Then there's people that just, well, it's music, and if you dig it, you dig it. Who cares? It's not that big of a deal to like something like that. Calm down.
Well, I mean, metal purists or whatever can be dicks about it. I mean, I've seen some attacks on Bay Metal that I thought were, and that band, the female black metal band, that I thought their attacks were kind of unfounded. But if you actually look at it as like a intellectual thing, I mean,
it's like, why the fuck you bother attacking? It's fucking pop music. God.
well, I mean, I remember the first time I heard it.
Corporations are just going to keep pushing it.
My friend was all into them, and I remember the first time I heard it, and I was like, "This is just meh." I mean, it wasn't, And then some songs I hated, some songs I liked, but most of the album was just like, meh.
Seriously, just because there's a band you don't agree with getting attention out there doesn't mean that it's the end of metal. I never said it
Why is
once.
Korn talking about this? They don't even consider themselves metal.
God, yeah, they're fucking alt rock.
Maybe they're doing it for the attention.
Maybe they
No
are.
one gives a shit about Jonathan Davidson.
Any publicity is good publicity, right? So
He's older than Jim. He's still talking about his daddy molesting him.
Meanwhile, I make jokes about the guy that molested me. At
Yes,
least I got a good, useful skill if I ever go to prison.
Or as he just cries into this. Literally, he recorded himself crying.
Boo-hoo, grow up, pair of fuck. Grow a pair of tits, I don't care, just grow a pair of something.
Grow a pair of fucking tentacles on your head.
That would work. For every baby metal article, there's a handful covering weird, obscure, awesome metal bands and vice versa.
Well, yeah, I don't pay. I don't think about them. If someone asks me to review an album, fine, but I don't think about them because it's that they're not in my world.
Oh well, let's go on to something fun.
I don't get thrown like Suicide Silence gets thrown in my face.
Yeah.
I actually had to review that latest album. Whereas baby metal, whatever.
Yeah. See, I kind of like some of their shit, but then it's like whatever.
Listening to them, I've gone from kind of hatred to just kind of antipathy.
All right. On guard. Texas open carry swords law takes effect. It took effect Friday.
We're going to Texas.
Seems
Not
like
the part. What?
It's a happening place.
Not the part that's underwater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The phrase "everything's bigger in Texas" is about to become even more clear-cut. On Friday, Texans will legally be allowed to carry blades longer than 5.5 inches in most, but not all places.
Hello?
This includes openly carrying the famous Jim Bowie knife, as well as daggers, dirks, throwing knives, stilettos, poniards, swords, machetes, and spears. I want to carry a fucking spear through the streets. Fuck yeah.
No, I'm going to carry a sword. Like a fucking Japanese or fucking Viking sword.
Give me a reach weapon for like that extra 5 foot.
Give me one of them like big fuck off broadswords.
I just want to carry a battle axe too. That'd be fun.
Battle axe.
As a compromise, the measure passed by changing the wording to describe the blades from illegal to location restricted.
Okay then. Yeah, they're very specific about it, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So although Texans will be allowed to walk down the streets carrying a katana, it's illegal to take blades exceeding 5.5 inches to the following places.
Okay. Okay, let's hear this.
Bars and restaurants that derive 51% or more of their income from the sale or service of alcoholic beverages.
I'm gonna fucking stab you, you. Bruh.
Oh God, I'd love to. That's where you have the most fun with it. Me and my buddies have sword duels in my fucking backyard. Uh, schools and universities. Really?
Aw.
Universities? You know, that's where you're going to get most of your sword traffic there, you know.
But come on, swords. I want to hear like Columbine with swords.
Polling places. So you can't decapitate people for voting the wrong person in.
Who did you vote for? I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Yay. Secure areas of airports. Well, you can't take anything into secure areas of airports. Like, do everything, including full fucking cavity searches.
That one kind of seems like a no-brainer.
If you don't fly me to this place, I'm gonna sword your ass.
Racetracks.
Well, there goes Elliot.
Oh, I wouldn't take a sword to a racetrack. What? I'm gonna decapitate the fans of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, you could always deflate some tires.
I don't need to deflate Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s tires. He finished 23rd today.
No.
He sucks on his own.
No.
High school, collegiate, or professional sporting events.
Ooh, I want to see college football riots with swords.
I want to see fucking football with swords.
just be like rugby then. Much rougher.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot.
There's a few limbs on the field now.
There's a couple decapitated heads on the field, and they're putting them in play.
Yes. They're getting punted around now. Correctional facilities. I think that's a no-brainer.
Prison break.
That'd be one hell of a prison break. It looks more like a medieval battle. Or like the tribals versus the imperialists, you know, because one side's got guns, the other side's got swords.
Prison riot with swords. Attica with swords.
Oh, God. Hospitals, nursing homes, and mental hospitals.
Mental hospitals. I think the insane should have swords.
Mm-hmm.
Especially her. She's laughing rather crazily.
Trying not to be amused by that, but it is so very amusing.
I don't know how you cannot be amused by it.
Speaking of amusement, parks. Amusement parks.
Oh, swords would be great if you get stuck in line and you're just like.
Could you imagine the merry-go-round? Decapitating everyone standing around it, coming too close. Come on!
Yeah.
Churches, synagogues, and other established places of religious worship.
I think swords should be allowed in church.
Well, there are religions which use swords as part of the fucking ceremony, so.
That's not what I mean, Jim.
Fuck you.
I was going to say,
mean,
what
like-
about the Freemasons?
I just mean I'd like to butcher Christians.
Ah, well.
Also, people under age 18 will not be allowed to carry such blades if not directly supervised by a parent or guardian.
Am I doing this right, Dad? Yes, you decapitated him quite nicely.
Violating the law could result in a third-degree felony charge, punishable by up to 10 years in prison and a maximum of $10,000 fine.
Aww.
People on social media have had quite a bit to say about this. I carry a pocket knife on my hip every day, have forever. Never killed anyone or myself with it. Doubt if I would choose to carry something bigger.
I would love to carry something bigger.
Yeah, not too worried about it. Everyone made a big stink about open carry, and I've not seen people going around shooting people left and right like so many people said would happen. This won't be any different.
That's what should have happened.
Who needs to walk down the street with a machete? Seriously. I do. God.
What if you're like cutting bushes and stuff? Landscapers should have to carry those around.
Yeah, right.
Also, if you've ever been down the wrong part of town, you know that carrying some sort of weapon that's nice, big, and hulking kind of intimidates the people from trying to mug you.
Yeah, or worse.
You don't even have to draw it. You just see, oh my God, he's carrying a machete?
Yes.
Even if they're carrying something better, they tend to think twice. Think, dear God, he's fucking psycho.
As Jim would know very well.
Yes. I prevented a few muggings that way.
You also prevented a few muggings from like getting on your knees and,
yeah,
letting them do it. And anyway.
I carry a knife as a tool I use. I don't really think anyone needs to carry a machete or any knife bigger than 5 inches unless you're a butcher. But
I am
what if
a
you want
butcher.
to butcher people?
I'm a butcher.
Seriously, these people have never heard of landscaping like that. Some people don't use hedge clippers and shit. Some people use machetes. And you're gonna hack your way through a jungle, right?
Let's see. Car keys, phone, wallet. What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, machete. Now I'm ready. And then they got a bunch of things from Twitter showing people with lightsabers, swords, and shit.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, The Last Samurai. Good movie. That was something that's definitely needed. I want to run around with a sword. Who doesn't?
Let's go to Texas then.
Yay.
Nah, a little too rednecky. No offense.
A little bit, yeah.
Because I know we have actual, person from Kentucky here.
Hey, I was actually born in San Antonio, Texas. If you can believe that.
Well,
but yes, it is all rednecky down there.
Yeah.
University of Tampa fires professor who blamed Harvey on GOP vote.
I remember you've probably seen it, the shitstorm when I posted this. And someone actually claimed that Hitler was a leftist.
Yay.
I've seen people post and stuff saying how Abraham Lincoln deliberately said that he didn't want to have to set all the slaves free in order to make everybody get along again, and how Confederate leader, Lee, said something to the effect of, I would set every one of them free, and, stuff like that. But this is
no, they wouldn't, because I've actually read the Jefferson Davis was kind of a moderate, but they liked having a moderate because, basically he presented a nice face, but in the the vice president of the Confederacy said, "Oh yes, by the way, our Confederacy is founded upon the truth that the white man's superior to the black man."
Yay! Such a beautiful period to have lived in.
I mean, like Hitler was a leftist, really.
Mm-hmm. The University of Tampa has fired a visiting assistant professor who suggested in a tweet that Hurricane Harvey's destruction is instant karma for Texas because it voted Republican.
That's just stupid. Yes, this is karma because someone voted the way I didn't like.
It's karma, including all the people that voted the way I wanted them to. It affected
and then died
them too. Yeah, really.
Fucking piece of. And wait, California, the whole fires in California. And California is a pretty liberal state. So is that karma for, not voting Clinton enough? Oh, wait, no, she won that state.
Sociology professor Kenneth L. Story posted the tweet and 2 responses on Sunday before removing the entire thread and his profile photo. Holy shit, I got him fucked up.
I don't.
I don't want
Oops.
people to know this is me.
I must delete it. I must burn the evidence. Oh shit! People actually saved it because you can do that now. It's the interwebs.
Heck, if you look at it on your phone, all you gotta do is press 2 buttons at the same time. It's
Yeah.
not even hard. And it doesn't go away until you refresh it, so you need to be real careful about that shit.
Well, and you can cache it and things like that. So
I don't believe in instant karma, but it kind of feels like it for Texas. Hopefully, this will help them realize the GOP doesn't care about them.
okay, I'm guessing because the responses are.
University spokesman Eric Cardenas said in a statement Tuesday that Story was fired after the school weathered an outpouring of online outrage over the comments. Oh, God.
If you'd only voted for Hillary Clinton, Harvey wouldn't have happened because the world would be destroyed already.
Yeah, that's right. We wouldn't have been around to even name it Harvey.
Well, honestly, I mean, if the Republicans are weather witches, then I would absolutely vote for them.
By the way, what the hell kind of name is Harvey for a hurricane? Hurricane should be named like Ball Crusher.
Ball Crusher. Ah!
Hurricane, I'm gonna fuck this shit up, just came in. But yeah.
Story issued an apology via Twitter Monday saying, I deeply regret a statement I posted yesterday. I never meant to wish ill upon any group. Yeah, you did.
You meant to until it
Hopefully
actually
a
cost you
giant
your job.
hurricane coming in to slaughter people, because it's a force of nature that doesn't care about anything, will help people realize that they voted the wrong way and that the people they voted for do not care.
Which, I mean, I agree they don't care about them, but still.
I hope all affected by Harvey recover quickly. Except if they recover quickly, that would prove the GOP does care.
I mean, I even agree with the damn tweet that the GOP doesn't care about them, but still, I think that was the worst thing to say.
Yeah, if you're going to be a face, we're scum. We can get away with saying stuff like that because we're already shunned by society.
True, no one watches this. John Wayne Gacy is God.
A Facebook post on Tuesday morning. The university said Story has been relieved of his duties at UT and his classes will be covered by other sociology faculty.
He also relieved himself in his pants.
As Floridians, we are well aware of the destruction and suffering associated with tropical weather. Our thoughts and prayers are with all impacted by Hurricane Harvey, the university said. Yeah, you are very well.
Speaking of prayers, you two, this is apparently Trump's National Day of Prayer, so I think it's my duty. Oh, Cthulhu.
Please come cleanse this planet of all life and drive us all insane.
Yes.
We rise on the floor and gibbering mounds because we can't comprehend even the slightest fraction of what the hell you are.
Yog-Sothoth is the gate.
Ah, glory, glory, glory. Well, while we're talking about the hurricane.
Hurricane.
Joel Osteen shuts mega church amid flooding crisis.
This is really out of date because he has actually opened it.
Yeah, they updated this.
Oh.
But you have to remember the chain of events that led to him doing that.
Yes.
Televangelist Joel Osteen canceled services at his Houston megachurch Sunday and has yet to reopen its doors, despite the fact thousands of flooded out residents are desperately seeking shelter.
Now, I did some research on this because I know what a megachurch is, usually. I didn't realize it's a fucking former basketball stadium. I mean, this is not a megachurch. This is an Uber church.
Yeah, a former basketball
Normally,
stadium.
a mega church holds 400 to 2,000 people, which is ginormous. But this is like, fucking Goliath of churches.
The perpetually smiling pastor told followers on Twitter Monday to lean on their faith. Don't come here looking for assistance. Just pray to God. That's all you need to do.
And of course, the funny thing about it is he preaches such a soft brand of theology that basically God will always provide for you. You know, nothing about
I actually walked out one Sunday while someone was watching it on TV, and I'm like listening to him, and he's talking about a Bible story. It's like he's making shit up.
Yep.
Because he started talking about, I forget the exact story, but I remember he started off saying it word for word. Then he started embellishing a little bit, which, okay. Then it went to complete, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not even remotely near what the, huh?
But that's his thing, is he's basically preaching to yuppies who don't want to hear anything except happy, joy, you know.
Yep. Jesus promises us peace that passes understanding. He wrote, that's peace when it doesn't make sense. I'm dying. Please. It's peace that doesn't make sense.
Is that like the gibbering mound of
Oh, yes.
But Olstein's comforting words didn't sit well with critics who want to know why the doors to his 16,800 seat arena at his Lakewood church near downtown Houston are closed.
Yeah, this is not a mega church with like a movie theater size thing in an auditorium. This is where the Houston Rockets used to play.
You've taken so much money away from your people to live like a king. Entertainment publicist Danny something Durrani blasted. It's the least you could do. I mean, the actual Christian route of saying this would be like, didn't Jesus say sell all your belongings and follow him? This is just like your church. You could fix it. You got the money.
So all that you have and give to the poor.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense why you're not opening up your mega church to house Houston citizens. Help me understand that, Jesus.
Jeebus.
Oh.
Sorry, I was doing something. I'm a little bit busy, but I am here. I'm paying attention.
Yeah, while the church and its arena have not suffered any flood damage yet, ministry spokesman David Iloff said their property is inaccessible because of surrounding waters.
Yes, I did hear that, and yeah.
It's just the river down the street everyone has to contend with.
It's just the river full of blood, fire, and like weird ass mutant things with tongues.
Yeah. And it makes no sense to open church doors when the city and county are already treating thousands of flood victims at the nearby George R. Brown Convention Center, according to Iloff. So the state's doing the job that we keep preaching people should do, but we're not going to do it ourselves.
Well, and remember, Jim, they hate government. They think everything should be privatized. So, you know, why would you let the state run it when you could do it better? Come on, people.
Uh, it has everything inside there: medicine, doctors, places to sleep. Iloff said of the convention center. Isn't your place equipped for, like, shit like that? Because I think once you hit a certain size, it has to be equipped with certain first aid.
Yes, but we just don't care. That's the thing.
And if you're like any of the fucking mega churches around here, you're always taking food donations and shit. I mean, hell, the smaller ones, yeah, the smaller churches tend to get a hell of a lot more food and donations going. But you can tell with the fucking mega churches, it's usually just the shit people nobody wanted anymore, and they were going to donate it to fucking Goodwill anyway. But the church
I would
was
love
just
it
easier drop off because they were going there anyway.
if one of these Christians just finally said, "You know what? I don't care. Screw you. I'm rich. You're not." And I would actually have respect for them.
Yeah. It's amazing what they're doing to make people comfortable. And then Ahmed doesn't have the update with it.
Yeah, I didn't think it would
Where
because it
he
had
did.
that title. So we just wasted 15 minutes on something that's woefully out of date.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Well, just to sum it up, the huge shitstorm made him say, "Oh God, that's giving me a bad name." So he opened the doors to take in a few people.
My favorite is the article that was posted that you saw through and I saw through, Jim, that he would like, you know, sailed his yacht giving out his book or whatever, but that so many people that are morons can't see the satire that poor Snopes had to do a debunking of it. And then later on, so many people were blaming Obama for Katrina's response. Snopes had to do, was Obama president when Katrina hit?
Mm. People don't remember.
I feel so well. And you know something, Jim? I agree. Where was Obama when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor in 1836?
How can you fucking go off of that? That's beyond historically inaccurate.
I know it was.
Oh God! I mean,
I know it was.
It's fun. It's fun.
Why do you think I said it, though, Jim?
I know.
Well, hell, if you go by Michael Bay's historical accuracy,
Yay! Well, since you lied, let's talk about how Mr. Rodgers lied to us.
okay.
Sorry, but you're actually not that special. Good, finally admitting it. How long have we been saying this? I mean, I've said it long before the show started, so yeah.
Forever.
All right. It's a new year, a new decade, and a new state for me. I'm in Chicago pursuing a master's degree in journalism.
You poor thing.
You.
Who is this?
What's the name of the author there?
Jen Kim, Valley Girl with a Brain. Ow.
I knew some Valley girls who actually had brains.
Unfortunately, taking a master's degree in journalism, no, she doesn't.
Hey, I wanted to for several years, actually.
Oh, God. One buddy got a degree in journalism. Then he joined the Army because no one was hiring him with his journalist degree. And he somehow used that degree to get a cushy desk job. But then he got a DUI in Germany. Then, after, like, they said, okay, we'll keep this quiet, we're just going to redeploy you. He decided to sneak out again and get drunk once more. This time he didn't get a DUI, but they caught him going off base when he shouldn't have, thus, raising the risks of an international incident, so they booted him out of the military. Then he cried and took a shotgun to his own head.
That was just a sequence of events. It's like the most retarded sequence of events.
A life.
But I mean, no, I it's like a degree in philosophy. It's completely useless, but I want one.
Yay. After a 6-year hiatus from school. In other words, I couldn't find a job, so I figured going back to school would increase my chances of finding a job.
Well, yeah, isn't that what everyone does, though?
Yeah. I am seriously the oldest person in my class. You're using the word I am serious, the phrase I am seriously blah, blah, blah.
Whatever.
Then you're trying to be professional.
That's California thing. Just, I've learned to.
Yeah, but you're trying to be professional.
Not necessarily on this post, but,
So why did I go back to school? Because for the past few years, I was floating from job to job, dabbling in things that I thought were fun. I dabbled in things I thought would lead to permanent employment, and it never happened. So I went back into fucking food service, which is permanent employment, even though the fucking pay sucks. I just didn't like being laid off.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm dabbling in this because I think it's fun, so.
Yeah, but, I still work a day job.
True. I mean, whatever.
Then moving on to something else when I realized that it wasn't 100% love. So you have to 100% like your job in order. Dude, even the jobs I worked that I loved, yeah, I didn't 100% like them. Maybe somewhere around 60%.
Let's get to what she's actually saying here.
Sound crazy? Actually, turns out there is a name for this behavior. And a generation of people just like me who epitomize it. We are the Millennials.
I mean, I never wanted a job that I 100% loved, but I always said I did want something that I actually liked doing. And I don't always 100% love Swine Brothers. Sometimes, I've woken up in the morning going, oh God, please tell me like Jim caught on fire and can't do the show today because I have a headache. And then it turned out you didn't care.
Elliot, all you have to do is just message me.
And okay.
I know where he lives.
She set him on fire.
She'll set my balls on fire.
You might like that.
No, but some shows were horrible, especially with fucking Anarcha on the. But I do love this, and I'm grateful that I get to do it with people that are actually cool. Okay, that's enough fucking fuzzy shit. Continue.
I heard this phrase on a recent episode of 60 Minutes, which was back in 2010, which described the 80 million young adults born between 1980 and 1995 who are entering the workplace for the first time.
Yeah, I'm included in that. Someone shoot me.
We were the ones who were raised by doting parents who told us we were special, played Little League with no losers or winners.
Oh, that was my soccer team. There were no losers or winners. But, every time somebody told me I was special, I was like, well, how? How am I special? Give me a reason why I'm special. I'm blind. That doesn't make me special. It just means my eyes are, retarded.
Yay, your eyes are retarded. Your eyes got Down syndrome.
Special is a slang term for retarded, so
my eyes take the short bus. Actually, I always took the short bus.
And we're laden with trophies just for participating.
Oh God, I remember those. Yeah, that really did kind of. I mean, and my cousin was in a thing where the softball or baseball, whatever, where nobody won or lost, and I was like, but that's not. What's the point then?
In other words, we were showered with praise and affection for doing basically nothing. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I was showered with when I do basically nothing? I was showered with, you're a pathetic waste of human space. Get up off your ass and get a job.
Hey, by the way, Jim, now that you're like reading the news and being the backbone of the show, you're a pathetic waste of human space.
Good. According to experts, this new generation may be the most technologically advanced. This was written in 2010, by the way.
Well, yeah, but it's also the most shallow and self. I mean, until Josephine came around, I didn't date anyone my own generation. I mean, Jim knows. He's seen the pictures.
Able to make a Twitter update, write a Facebook wall post, upload a torrent, download an MP3, and edit a YouTube clip on Final Cut Pro all at the same time, yet we are also the most entitled.
I don't know how to. I've never learned how to upload a torrent. Actually, that's something I've. Oh, and upload a YouTube clip, but that goes with edit a YouTube clip, but that goes without saying.
We are apparently narcissists who only take yes for an answer and consider me our top priorities. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
We have seen this, and people have to prove otherwise. Just like I have to prove otherwise.
Yay.
Just like everyone did before you, and everyone will after you. And when you are old and nagging on your death's bed, and you find out, yeah, these nurses changing my colostomy bag are actually doing everything I want them to do. Unfortunately, I don't have the body to do anything I want to do.
Yay! And then you die.
Mm-hmm. This philosophy doesn't mesh well with the traditional workplace where we grew up watching our parents break their backs, working overtime and on weekends. Wow! Breath of fresh air to read a millennial take that much introspection.
Hey, fuck you. I said that before.
I know you did, but I don't consider you a millennial, even though you were born as one.
Oh, thank fuck. 1980 and 1995. Am I the only one who was born between those years here?
I was born in 1984.
Oh, well, there you go, you millennial.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You fucking millennials. I'm surrounded by millennials. God damn it. Was a Gen Xer like me supposed to do it in my fucking misanthropy, hate, and fucking complete apathy towards all existence?
It's just funny because all the people I'm talking to, Jim's probably one of the youngest. And then here he's the old guy.
Well, I just turned 33 in August.
Yes, and you have like what the Nazi guy on your friend list.
I have lots of people on my friends list. Yes, Nick. You're talking about Nick.
Yes, he's funny.
Yeah, Nick's 14.
Yeah, I'm not good. He's beyond millennial.
Oh, God. Anyways, where was I? Just so they could afford a middle-class lifestyle. How many times have we heard our parents say, I'm working hard so you don't have to? And now that you're going to have to because you're adults, you're going to have to rot.
Well, I mean, you know, they always said, you know, they expected me to work hard in school, which I never did. Because, you know, I learned everything. And then I was like, well, why do I have to do this? I already know it.
You know what my parents told me? I'm working hard, so you're going to have to, too.
I thought they told you, God damn it, you woke me up.
Oh, that was my dad, my mother.
No.
She at least told me I'm going to have to work for a living someday. So I better fucking get used to doing work now. And I was still a lazy bastard as a kid because I tried taking after Dad too much, not even noticing I was, even though I tried to rebel against him. God damn it.
And we've just delved straight into Jim's psyche. It's a scary place.
Can we not?
We already did.
No.
I'm
I
I'm
don't
with
wanna.
I'm with you here.
Oh God. Anyways,
Nick
where
says
was
hello,
I?
Elliot. Nick says hello, Elliot.
Okay.
He also,
Tell him
I think,
hello.
I think he might be embarrassed because he's got a reputation now.
Good.
Anyway, did their loving sacrifice inadvertently spoil us and prevent us from appreciating hard work? Yes.
I was always into motorsport in following people's careers and things like that. I understood what hard work was because I saw talented drivers who weren't the big stars of the circuit. They would go back to their shops and work on their own cars for 20 hours a day until Friday night when you got to load up and go to the track again.
Yay.
Well, my grandparents and my dad had us out in the garden working our asses off most of the time, so we weren't really spoilt like that.
Oh God. Where was I? Oh yeah. In the segment, Wall Street Journal writer Jeffrey Zaslow also blames Mr. Rodgers for telling kids we were special.
I hated Mr. Rogers when I was a kid.
I wasn't real fond of him either. I think it was the damn puppets.
That's just his voice was creepy.
When I was way little, I actually liked Mr. Rodgers.
Every time I saw every time I think of Mr. Rogers today, I think, no one thought he was a child molester.
Oh, there were conspiracies. Oh God, yes,
There were.
How could there not be?
I don't know. There was that British guy who molested all those special needs patients. What's his name?
Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, that guy.
Jimmy Savile and the Sexy Kids.
And from what I hear, nobody really expected that, except everybody knew about it, but nobody in like the public view thought.
Well, and take a look at him, and apparently he looks like a child molester.
All right,
Rotting asshole me.
Thank you.
Oh God, I just remember fucking Henrietta Pussycat and turning her into a prostitute, and like fucking. It was Lady Elaine that was like the fucking pimp in the whore go round.
Please continue this story. My brain's just died right now.
I remember watching Mr. Rodgers and being enthralled by his cast of his vast cardigan collection. It's true, he did make me feel one of a kind. He didn't make me feel one of a kind.
The way I felt one of a kind was, I didn't mean to. When I got into metal, for all I knew, everyone liked metal. Because I didn't know. I was a fucking isolated kid. For all I knew, everyone jammed out to Terrorizer and fucking, Cannibal Corpse. And when I got there, oh my God, what's this? And I was like, and it slowly dawned on me, maybe I am one of a, maybe I am a lone wolf. But nobody, most people aren't. But yeah, it was such a slow process because I thought I was just like everyone else. And I know, Jim, that sounds really lame, but it's, I was like 10, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, and if he said we were as special as he said, and if we were as special as he said, then why should we have to work so hard for anything, right? Well, that's not what I got from him because he showed people doing jobs all the time on the fucking show.
Yeah, but
This is what it's like to work in a factory, and this is what it's like to work in another kind of factory. You're noticing a theme here. Oh, carpentry, that's different. Oh, in another factory.
Yeah, but I think I get what she's saying, especially when you combine it with that mindset. It's kind of like they're working, but we shouldn't have to. Kind of a mindset.
It's like the little emperor syndrome over in China, where you basically praise the kids so much that their expectation is that they don't need to do anything because they're perfectly fine the way they are, and then it gets them entitlement, and you know how that goes. Also, hello, Nick.
Has anyone watched the show Dirty Jobs? That was a show I used to love, and most people watch it because, oh my god, he's sexing a cow. I loved it because you know, you look at these people and you're like, these people are the backbone of our society. This is awesome to watch.
Yeah, that's something I liked about hearing about the show. I never actually got to sit down and watch it because
it was great. And what was great is Mike Rowe actually did do the job. I mean, he didn't just stand there filming. He got his hands dirty and bloody. And
Do you remember that? I don't remember which TV what was on channel it was on, but there was this thing called The Colony, which was a reality show based on a bunch of people from a hypothetical wasteland scenario, kind of post-apocalyptic thing.
No, Jim.
Well, they had a fucking rocket scientist on there. They had a nurse, and they had a bunch of other people. And all of them had college degrees except for one guy. And that one guy was the handyman who literally did everything that was keeping everybody together on the show. Yep. And the nurse at one point refused to treat him because he was being a dick to her because he was in pain and bleeding.
Wow.
And I know people who got really upset about that because she had no right to treat him that way because he's just an everyman.
Have you ever been in pain and bleeding? You're not really inclined to be nice, are you?
You might even be out of your mind depending on how much in pain you're in bleeding.
I mean, yeah, but you're not really inclined to like have well manners. You're like,
but then I guess the nurse could also be inclined not to have good manners either. So who knows?
But I recommend everyone watch Dirty Jobs, basically, not just because it was a badass show. Anyway, Jim.
Think of myself as special has led me to 10 different jobs over 2 years. How? I mean, I've done that because jobs closed up on me. The temp service fucking ship me new order. Just
no, you don't get it. It's the millennial mindset. It's the mindset of, well, I'm not enjoying this job, so I should just quit. And you know, we all go through a youthful phase. I mean, I'm sure you would hate the person you were as a fucking kid, Jim.
Actually, I kept steady jobs except for whenever I was in high school.
Well,
when I was in high school, I wasn't forced to actually support myself. Once I had to support myself, you know, shortly after I got booted out of college, and I kind of dropped out there too. So,
well, let's get rid of the job thing and just talk about how we were as a kid. If I was a kid, if I met myself now as a kid, I would probably be arrested for like murdering a minor or something because I hated myself as a kid.
Yeah, I don't think
But it's called growing up. She had her little thing, and now she's growing up. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just ignore the job thing and just think about, you know, Eric Keller talked about it a lot in his posts. You know, about how idealistic he was, and he was vegan, and he did this and that. And nowadays, he looks at him and goes, "What the hell was I thinking?"
Because I have been and still am searching for that dream job. I am too, except I'm working a steady job.
Well, you know, like I said, I'm searching for fucking ways to kill Jim painfully and horribly.
The one that pays me what I want and lets me do what I want. That's called being God. You have to start a cult.
There's an idea.
Yeah, I need to start my cult now.
I'm starting a cult, bitch.
I could do one really easy because we do Christian things and just twist it however we want.
Yeah, true. I could do like a satanic thing, though. I'm your Antichrist.
Good. We can role play that out. That'd be great. Start rolling the D20s. We'll get Dan Montier to DM.
Oh, yeah. I am much better looking DM than you are, and I can't even see you.
I think we probably have to read that one book. I forget the name of it now.
What, the Turner Diaries?
Jim, what's the name of
What?
What's the name of that book with all the anal circumference shit?
Oh, Fatal.
That. I'll have to read that just so I can DM it properly.
Okay, let's continue, shall we?
The job that makes me feel really special. But there's bad news. Safer tells us that you can be anything that you want is a fantasy.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no harm in searching for, a fulfilling life. You only got one life to live. And, if you think you need it through your job, then fine. If you think you need it through music or your show, I mean, I don't believe in reincarnation or any crap like that, so.
There is no perfect job. There is no perfect anything. In fact, you're not really that special. Sorry. It's an epiphany. Oh my God. A millennial having an epiphany.
Not only are you
7
not
years
special,
ago.
not only are you not special, but literally you could like die tomorrow, and at most a couple hundred people would care, and that's stretching it.
Yeah, and then they'll get on with their lives and do their things until they die. And then
Well,
after they all
maybe-
die, no one will remember you.
Well, maybe you'll have a parent or sister that hangs themselves, but
But we millennials refuse to accept that reality, which is why corporations like Disney and Merrill Lynch have taken to hiring consultants to entice the new generation of workers to stay motivated and happy at work.
Oh God,
God.
that's just terrible.
See, I know I'm God, but that's just because I'm God.
I am God.
No, I'm God.
I'm
Oh
better.
God, we're going to have a war of the gods.
I'm a bigger God.
I don't. How tall are you, Jim?
6'2".
Me too.
Well, let's get out the fucking dick measurement.
No,
But
no,
then
no, not the dick measurement. The scale. Who's fatter?
Oh Lord,
oh God.
I do not want to judge this contest.
Beefcake.
60 Minutes showed clips of life at Zappos, where smiling employees enjoy office costume parades and frequent happy hours for a job well done. In other words, the millennials who were coddled in childhood must now be coddled again in adulthood with rewards, perks, and free food because a regular paycheck no longer cuts it to perform well. Otherwise, we walk. Well, you should walk. That would give me your job, and I would be happy to settle for just a paycheck that paid more than what I got.
There.
And you know what the worst thing is, Jim?
Huh.
I went to high school with these cunts. I mean, and I looked through my Facebook yesterday, and I was looking at some of the high school people. One of my friends, ex-friend, we knew each other in 12th grade. We were friends, and then we kind of drifted apart. She wants to marry someone who has a lot of money, basically, so she can just stay at home and do nothing, and the husband can make all the money.
Mm.
And another friend, it's like, who are these people? I don't even know these people anymore. Fuck.
Well, I can only assume that some of them pick up that whole man's got to take care of his lady message from their, Christian parents and whatnot, but also the whole "I do what I want" part of the feminist bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll take care of whoever I'm with, but I expect them to help out and shit.
See, that explains my ex-wife. You better hurry up and go out and find a job. By the way, I'm going to leave you here with 5 minutes before work with the kids and no one to watch them. No way you could set this up. And you're going to lose your job for no call, no show, essentially, even if you do call in.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
People are very selfish and they don't care about fucking other people over.
And that's my ex-wife. Enjoy.
And she wasn't even a millennial. But you met her in the mental hospital, so,
The repercussions of this mindset vary. In business, the baby boomers, our bosses, must learn to treat their youthful workers with cajolery and gentle guidance. No, they don't have to. You got to give them the same brutality and weed out the weak so that way you get good employees.
Your show sucks. Okay, tell me how it sucks. Tell me why it sucks.
I just had an image of a boss trying to cajole somebody out of a cardboard box like they were some sort of cat.
No, I was being. Okay, now put the gun down.
Well, people are cats now. Have you ever seen the other kin?
Yes. Wait. Yes. Oh my God.
I've seen a couple dragonkins.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't.
I'm a cat kin. Yay.
I'm a fucking blind mutant kin.
Well, that's fun.
They become therapists instead of authorities.
Well, hey, we probably actually need that. So,
fine, you want me? What, you 100% honest about what goes through my mind? I thought about stabbing that guy 300 times, not because he did anything to actually piss me off, just because I thought his body would look funny, lying there in a heap with his entrails hanging out, and a bunch of stab wounds in him.
I tried explaining this to someone in a very early episode. Jim was talking, and I just had a vision of me strangling the life out of him. It wasn't even that he said the wrong thing. It was just, I don't know. I just thought he'd be really improved dead. Like I said, it wasn't even that he said the wrong thing.
Oh, come on. It would have been
a favor.
See, that would have actually meant more if you strangling me would have been like, I just want to hear him gurgling his last fucking moments, that's something creative. Just maybe that snap, feeling that snap of the larynx as it goes in and just goes.
Then I'd be like, "Hey, Danamon, can you cook? We can have jambalaya."
I can't butcher him because I'm not very good at that part. But if I cut off a hunk of meat, I can cook whatever you want.
Okay, I'll butcher him. You cook.
Alrighty.
Trusting the blind to see on that one.
We'll have Jim casseroles for probably like half a year.
Yeah, gotta keep me in the freezer then.
You'll get one of them deep freezes.
Young workers, on the other hand, continue prolonging their adolescence, wearing flip-flops to work and taking naps in the nap room during breaks.
Nap room? I mean, I remember
you
when
have a nap room at work? That's something I've always joked about, but I never actually knew would actually come into fruition in any workplace.
See, Jim, I mean, I've been to workplaces before, like office spaces, and usually the nap room is like their chair and their desk, and you just see them slumped, snoring.
And hope that you don't drool on your keyboard and mess it up.
Yeah. Now they have a nap room. And flip-flops, hey, I wear fucking sandals. Piss off.
According to Monster.com, 60% of college graduates move back home. People of all ethnicities are also waiting longer to get married. USA Today reports that the median age of marriage for both men and women are the highest ever, 26 and 28.
Now, the whole moving back home thing has a lot more to do with that. It's just really hard to find an apartment that's affordable, especially if you live in a place like Los Angeles.
Or anywhere, really. I mean, up here it costs you like $600, $700 a month, and that's on 30 hours a week at most. You can't even get full-time around here half the time.
$700 a month? Try $1,300, $1,400
well, I'm sure, yeah. Just saying, for the area and for what actually jobs are available.
Yeah.
Unless you go into like temp services, you really can't do much of anything in Pennsylvania.
So you should all set yourself on fire.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially old people.
No, according to this, we should be setting more millennials on fire. They're useless, and they'd actually appreciate my work ethic at these jobs.
There's more old people in Pennsylvania than anything else, so.
Yes, like Jim Thompson.
For millennials, friends and fun are top priorities. Adult responsibilities can wait.
Well, shit. I mean, I would love to get paid doing this. I mean, this is pretty much what I do. I would love to get paid for this, and I'm with fiends.
I do want to say I did get married at 25.
I haven't gotten married yet, and I'm 23.
Well, they're saying that it's later on. I'm just wondering what the relevance is of that.
Usually it's like 21, 22, and then 20 years later they're like, "Oh shit, I'm married so young."
When my grandparents got married, I think my grandma was 16.
Well, yeah, it's changed a lot.
Welcome to Kentucky.
Well, yeah.
I'm scratching my head now, wondering what's exactly going to happen. Here I am, just starting a new school, thinking that I'm going to discover the meaning of my life. A vital step to finding that dream job, only to be greeted by this rude awakening. A 60 minutes clip changed your life.
Well, yeah, think about it, Jim. They don't hear it anywhere else. It has to be a 60 minutes clip. Where else are they going to hear it? From their parents? From their friends? Not everyone likes to talk to older people.
Oh, God.
Shit, I mean, I remember when I was 16, and I used to talk to, like, people in the 80s punk scene, and everyone gave me crap about my age, but I was just like, whatever.
I have to wonder, did I just make a very special $60,000 mistake? It's a journalism degree. Yes, you did. Enjoy paying that off for the rest of your life. I'm enjoying and mine's only like $5,000, and I'm paying that off for the rest of my life. No, sorry, it started off closer to 10 grand. Or 15, somewhere on there. I don't know, but that was a mistake going to college.
Well, yeah, I didn't go to college for various reasons we're not getting into here.
Yay.
Don't ask me.
No, you told me your story already.
All right, so it's been fun shitting on millennials. Why don't we shit on another generation?
Yeah, come on.
Why Generation X might be our last best hope. No, it's not.
Generation X?
It's not. We fucked everything up even worse. And then the millennials came along and fucked that up even worse. We had our shot. We blew it. Handed it off to people that have no idea what the fuck they're doing. They fucked it up worse. So now we gotta wait for Gen Zed to maybe step up to the plate and maybe do something. Doubtful, but whatever.
Jim, I got some bad news for you. I know some Gen Z people.
Oh God, no.
What is the age gap of Generation X? What is the fucking year gap?
I forget exactly. I don't even care.
Because I think Generation X, they're the '90s generation, right? They're not even the '80s kids. They're the '90s kids. So Generation X gave us grunge, emo. They gave us fucking new metal. They gave us corn, and they gave us fucking Generation X. No, let's go back to the '80s generation, please.
Corn and Godsmack and Incubus and System of a Down and.
Oh God! Quit naming bands that suck.
Now, Jim, I like Incubus.
I already said Godsmack. I'm trying to think.
Now, not the Incubus you're thinking of. I'm thinking of the death metal.
Orgy. Not Orgy. Wait, maybe it's Orgy.
Stop naming shit.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Soulfly. Actually, no. Soulfly was created by the guy from Sepultura.
Flooded the world with shit music.
He should have known better. The Max Cavalera should have known. But anyway, the point is, no. Let's put the world in the hands of people who created fucking Slayer. Kerry King for president.
Exactly. Demographics are destiny. Oh God. This is like reading that fucking Wikipedia entry on Zennials, the Oregon Trail generation. Oh, God. Where like they're trying to say that they're part Gen X but part millennial as a way to escape the millennial branding without putting forth any effort into it.
You're lucky I can't pound this like TV tray because I'm really afraid it's going to shatter because it's over 20 years old. Because I'd probably just be
beating your head over.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to do a Wikipedia article after this, I'll go look it up. It was horrible.
No, because I've seen it. I've seen it. Please, for the love of Satan, Jim.
We grew up in the world and mind of the baby boomers simply because there were so many of them. They were the biggest, easiest, most free-spending market the planet had ever known. Never met my fucking... Oh, God. What they wanted filled the shelves, and what fills the shelves is our history. They wanted to dance, so we had rock and roll. They wanted to open their minds, so we had LSD. They did not want to go to war, so that it was for the draft.
That's simplifying the Vietnam War protest to an inhuman level. Wow, that's yeah. Continue.
We will grow old in the world and mind of the millennials because there are even more of them. Because they don't know what they want, the culture will be scrambled, and the screams a never-ending scroll.
I know exactly what I want. I want to start a damn metal show. I want to interview people, and I want to get laid somehow.
No. They are not literally the children of the baby boomers, but might as well be, because here you have two vast generations linking arms over our heads, akin to the certainty that they want, that what they want they will have, and that what they have is right and good. No, it's not. And you're fucking falling into the same mentality here. Anyway, the members of the in-between generation have moved through life squeezed fore and aft, with these tremendous populations pressing on either side, demanding we grow up and move away, or grow old and die. Get out, delete your account, kill yourself.
I tell people to kill themselves every day, even people I like. Jim, end your life.
No,
Please?
not yet.
Oh,
I have to end other people's first.
okay.
Because it's become clear to me that if this nation has any chance of survival, of carrying its traditions deep into the 21st century, it will in no small part depend on the members of my generation, Generation X, the last Americans schooled in the old manner, the last Americans that know how to fold a newspaper, tell a joke, and listen to a dirty story without losing their minds.
Well, what does a newspaper have to do with anything?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Just the self-righteousness here. Oh, God. I will save you. Dun, dun, dun.
No, Jim, I'll save you. Everyone line up. Elliot Lindemood will save the world. Now, you're all going to have to take mind-bendingly large amounts of acid.
See, was part of my plan, feeding fucking large amounts of LSD into the fucking drinking water.
But like mind-bendingly, like a sip of
no. We were talking, at least having 50% per liter. Yes.
I was thinking more 75% per liter, but
Hey, that works too.
Just everyone walks up.
The walls are melting. Pink.
And tonight's weather. The weather map's trying to kill me.
Just think of all the things that have come and gone in our lifetimes. All the would-be futures we watched age into adolescence. CD, DVD, answering machine, Walkman, mixtape, MTV, video store, mall. Oh, wow, I remember all those things.
I remember all those, but that's just technology changes. I mean, what about vinyl records? What about 8-tracks, cassette tapes? And why aren't you talking about...
I remember all that shit. I remember when we used cassette tapes on computers. Does this guy remember that?
Jim, shh. Why aren't we talking about the greatest invention of all? Betamax.
Oh, God. I've even had tapes in one of those.
And laser discs.
So far, we're focusing mostly on pop culture here. Okay.
Yes.
So the pop culture of Gen X is what will save us.
Yeah, Nirvana, Korn, Slipknot.
God,
Green Day.
No, they will not save us. There were still some rotary phones around in our childhood, and now it's nothing but virtual buttons.
See, I get what he's saying in the way that yes, I miss when we went to fucking Circuit City and bought a CD too, because that's what I grew up with. But hey, things change, and I like certain aspects of it. I like that I can go online and do this show with two people from Pennsylvania, for free without having to hook up a satellite dish to my, window or something. I like that we couldn't do this 10 years ago.
That entire last paragraph was nothing but an appeal to nostalgia.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a slave of nostalgia myself. I mean, I would love it if NASCAR was still like it was in the 1980s with Earnhardt and Yarborough. But hey, you know what? It's not. Times change.
Though much derided, members of my generation turn out to be something like Humphrey Bogart and Casablanca. High and mighty of yourself. We've seen We've seen everything and grown tired of history and all the fighting, and have opened our own little joint on the edge of the desert, the last outpost in a world gone mad, the last light in the last saloon on the darkest night of the year.
No, just no.
No, you haven't. You're fuck. See, I'd like to fucking just have I'd love to have a fucking my own tavern on the edge of a desert where everything just was insane for no reason. Just, oh wow, that guy just got murdered, and now the bar keeps serving him his food. See, that's what I want.
but in the apparently you're not allowed to get laid after the girl leaves, so
Yeah, it's not those who stormed the beach.
You'd have to be sexless, Jim. Could you live with that?
No. No, I could not.
I made her laugh.
Sorry, I just had an image in my head.
Oh, I don't want to know.
I want to know.
Well, Jim, I mean, I don't know how mean I really want to be to you right now.
Come on. Let's do it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, it's not like Jim can really get it up all that much, is it?
You are correct.
You're not going to lose anything.
It takes a lot of work to get it going, I know.
Even I'm not that creative, man.
This show's suddenly worth it.
It's not those who stormed the beaches and won the war, nor the hula hoop millions who followed, nor what we have coming out of the colleges now. It's Generation X that'll be called the greatest. No, it won't.
Oh my God, no.
The philosophy of the boomers, their general outlook and disposition, which became our culture, is based on a misunderstanding. Okay. And the boomers, those born after World War II, but before the Kennedy assassination, dates, and dispute. You see a rebellion. They'd say it was against Richard Nixon or the Vietnam War, the conformity of the 50s, or disco, but it was really against their parents, specifically their fathers.
Well, that and disco did suck.
Mm-hmm. It was a rejection of bourgeois life. The man in his gray flannel suit, his suburbs and corporate hierarchy and commute. The simple pleasures of his seemingly unadventurous life.
I don't want an unadventurous life. I mean, well, that's why a lot of people raced after the war. They came back from the war and went, I don't want a 2-car. I've spent 4 years dodging fucking Japanese or German bullets. I'm gonna, let's race.
Also, there's a reason why people go through all the whole entire outdoorsman kind of crap, going out in the middle of the woods and shit. They work their day jobs and go out for some adventure.
Yeah, or go off-roading or something, go to the desert trail or something. That's always fun. Or they'll just kill you, Jim.
But the old man did not settle beneath the elms because he was boring or empty or plastic. He did it because 10 years before you were born, he killed a German soldier with his bare hands in the woods. See, that's exactly why someone would be lazy, right? That's like, God, I've just seen too much. No.
Well, yeah, but like I said, on the other hand, I've seen too much, and my head's filled with gunshots every night. But God, this Eisenhower life is boring. Hey, look, I have a little dirt track by my house, and if I can get a car, I could do something that's kind of interesting and competitive, and you know,
Yeah,
so
there's that too. Welcome to being full of yourself, people.
it's sort of like people who have been exposed to so much war and shit can't take the innocence of the so-called good life. Some can, some can't.
Yep. Many of the boomers I know believe their parents hid themselves from the action. In truth, those of World War II fathers were neither hiding nor settling. They were seeking peace, tranquility. They wanted to give their children a fantasy of stability, not because they knew too little, but because they'd seen too much.
Well, or they wanted to see more thrills and excitement because let's face it, war is an exciting thing. It's a horrible, but it's exciting even if you get wounded. Which a lot of these racers were people who, I mean, Red Byron got almost lost his leg for because of Japanese flak, and he came out and he was a successful racer after that. So not everyone was so boring as they think. Oh, and by the way, a lot of racers died back then.
Yes, and a lot of people died in sports in general back then.
I mean, yeah. So, but it really did depend on person by person. Some people wanted nothing more than a desk job. Other people wanted to race at the Indy 500.
Their children read this quest as emptiness and went away before their fathers could transmute their wisdom, their secret wisdom, the ancient knowledge that allows a society to persist and a person to get through a Wednesday afternoon.
Beer.
Yes, beer. That is the secret. In this way, the chain was broken, and the boomers went zooming into the chaos, which explains the saving attitude of Generation X.
I mean,
what? If I was to save the world, the first thing I would do is execute 90% of humanity. It's the only way.
Yes, death is the only. Jim, I do have a list of people I'd like you to save. It's only about 8 people, though.
Okay, fine.
You're not on that list, actually.
I know.
Oh,
those born between the mid 1960s and early 80s. We are a revolt against the boomers, a revolt against a revolt. And every fucking generation revolts against their parents. It makes you think you're special.
Right? I mean, I didn't really have.
They were commenting about it in the fucking Bible. That's thousands of years old. You realize how long this theme has been going.
Speaking of the Bible, say something, Chaves.
What? What's up?
Danimon, say hi to Chaves.
Hello?
Hi.
She's going to kill you.
Why?
Yeah.
Wait, why? Why am I killing him?
I don't know. Just fucking say yes. Jesus Christ.
We need entertainment.
Yes, thank you.
Can it be after September 15th, though?
No, it has to be September 14th, because I know it's September 15th. I want you to fucking... I'm almost there,
Dude, I'm not missing Horror Night, so you can tell me after that.
Well, okay, Eric, we'll take your coffin and we'll have a seance.
So you'll take my coffin through all the mazes.
Yes, we'll have all the seance.
Anyways, we are a market correction, a restoration not of a power elite, but of a philosophy. And why have so many of my generation attempted to put the power elite into power?
Yes.
Well, why have we continued to do this? Why?
And
If we are the saviors? Are we taking the actions which damn?
And then they
Especially
worship.
by your own words.
And then they worship Pearl Jam.
That's why they listen to Pearl Jam. You just stop listening to Pearl Jam and Nirvana and all that useless crap. Maybe, just maybe. But no, you continue on.
Shit, I'd rather listen to Glamit than Nirvana.
I always believed we had more in common with the poets haunting the taverns on 52nd Street at the end of the 30s than with the hippies at Woodstock. No, we have a lot more in common with the hippies at Woodstock.
I've always thought Generation X was like a wannabe philosophical type generation.
Yeah, it's mostly wannabe philosophicals. Yes.
Like, nothing is really real, man. That's how I describe
We just continue to embrace this fucking postmodernism bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna shit on the sidewalk, and that's $1,000 piece of art.
Well, some of the postmodern thing I thought was kind of funny,
Some,
but yes.
But, you know, most are just like, I did this fucking completely useless thing, and now it's worth $10 million as an art piece.
I was going to
Even
paint
though
a
all
picture.
it was me beating up a birdhouse.
I was going to paint a picture of something in Eric's blood, and blind. Oh my god! I want footage of Jim beating up a birdhouse. I'm going to sell footage of Jim beating up a birdhouse for $1 million. I can't even.
We're cynical, wised up, insane. No, we're not. Have you seen the world we created? No. We'd seen what become of the big projects of the boomers as that earlier generation had seen what had become all the big social projects. As a result, we could not stand to hear utopian talk. Then why do we keep perpetuating it?
Yeah, right? That's everyone talks about utopia.
The utopian talk of the boomers, as we cannot stand to hear the utopian talk of the millennials.
You know what? I'm a utopianist, Jim. As you know, I'm a well-documented utopianist.
Yes, utopia. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, world peace.
It's just a matter of how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Hey, that's offensive. I can't look.
We know that most people are rotten to the core. Are you going to include yourself in that statement? But some are good and proceed accordingly. Oh, I bet you're fucking putting yourself in that part of the statement.
Yes, people are good, like Jean Ray.
Yes. 4 simultaneous days in one single Earth rotation.
That was the best fucking show.
I know. Though there were never enough of us to demand the undivided attention of advertisers and hit makers. Oh, why do you think all these nostalgia pieces exist? Perpetuating movies from the 80s and 90s. Why?
The 90s shows used to make jokes about ads that were for Generation Xers. And they weren't far away from actual ads you saw.
Yeah, I know. We've had the undivided attention.
And you've got Jane's Addiction and fucking Pearl Jam and Nirvana out of it. And Alice in Chains and Godsmack and Korn and Slipknot and Deftones and Limp Bizkit.
Don't forget Marilyn Manson.
And Marilyn fucking Manson.
Oh, God, no.
Who is not satanic.
Bad Generation X. Bad. Fucking hit Generation X. Fucking I got a stick right here. I'm going to fucking hit the entire generation with it. God. Just for Marilyn Manson alone, we deserve to be murdered.
No, it was funny because someone, Zach Black, a known Levian, said that, quote, Ghost was the most prolific satanic band since Marilyn Manson.
God, no. I just gotta fucking murder our entire generation because of Marilyn Manson alone. You don't even know what good music is.
Amen.
What about Guar?
Well, and if you want, I mean, the reason he says that is because he hates death and black metal, because he thinks they're noise and they're false Satanists or something. Because he's Mr. High and Mighty.
Yeah, I know. Like most in Generation X. We've been happy in our little joint, serving from can till can't astride the Sahara. Yay, we've been witnesses, watching and recalling. No, we have not. We've just been sitting here drooling in front of screens.
Like, totally, dude.
Not the children of the boomers, but the little brothers and little sisters.
You know, if there's an actor that, in my opinion, personifies Generation X, Keanu Reeves. One of the worst actors I've ever seen.
Wait, isn't he like 40 something?
Well, yeah, but he's Generation X, right there. He's generated. Just listen to him.
Oh, I know, he embodies the whole of it.
Yeah. That's who I think of.
Fucking useless cumwad.
We
do not believe what they believe, but can imitate them if necessary. So now you're assuming you're me. Literally.
I don't believe what you believe.
Because I don't believe making murder illegal actually made society better. I want murder legalized. But I have to imitate this desire to leave murder illegal in order to stay as part of society. It's necessary for me to do so I can maintain a job. You literally not believe what they believe.
My head hurts.
Mine too.
If I'm overly cautious with pronouns, for example, if I occasionally express sentiments that I do not believe, so you like to lie. Lying will save the world. Gee, haven't you paid attention to politics since the dawn of fucking time? No, it hasn't.
I'm waiting for Gene Simmons to be a fucking politician, honestly.
Well, Kid Rock has a better chance of that.
I heard something about that.
Fuck Kid Rock.
If I'm careful not to always say what I know. Censoring yourself.
I always say what I know, and usually I can't find anyone who knows what I know, which is annoying, but hey.
That long arc of history does not, in fact, bend towards justice. You realize that... Fuck. Back to the Bible again. It's been written in there, too. Do you think this is a new idea?
Even my dog thinks it's ridiculous.
God, even Ecclesiastes is fucking mocking me because me saying it's not a new idea. It is right there in that fucking thousands-year-old text. Nothing is new. Yes, God.
Yay.
That's why. We watch them at play, studying them as you study an older sibling. They blew pot smoke in our faces at parties and called us little man. Gee, I wish my mom would have done that.
I studied my little big sister, and I realized I didn't want to be like that.
But we persisted. We could hear them as we lay in bed, racing up and down the streets in muscle cars. You realize that our generation did that as well? Did you pay attention to any of our generation at all?
I
saw it right on the fucking street right outside my house. Hell, one of my buddies raced his muscle car, and he was all about jerking off to the muscle cars. And guess what? He was only 1 year older than me.
Yeah, your generation kind of experienced a revival. I feel bad for the fuckers in the 80s that had K cars, and that's about it. Dodge Stratus, that's a muscle car.
So you're looking down on all this shit. The boomers at leisure were pop culture, as are we. You fucker, you lack that introspection.
That's all they are.
Everyone.
I mean, and also another Generation X thing I think about is the sitcom Friends.
Oh God,
Horrible,
yes.
horrible show. Where'd everyone go?
Oh, God, I fucking hated that show. I wanted to murder everyone. Danum unmuted herself. She probably went out for a smoke. But it was still the old America at school and at home.
The old America, we have no history here. It's like, where I live.
Yeah, because they keep erasing it.
No, I mean, because my home was from like the 80s.
Our teachers and parents had grown up in the 30s and 40s and 50s, the silent generation, Korean War vets who spoke the language of exceptionalism, which does not mean we are better, just different.
Wow, that's snobbish.
Very snobbish.
I mean, usually people, and you'll also find people who actually like really fought in war, were sick of it, and like the most vocal anti-war protesters of all were people who actually fought in wars because they're like, oh fuck, I don't want anyone else going through this.
Exactly.
The Children's Crusade.
It might not be true, or it might be, but it's a story. We knew that.
Basically, what they just want story. I don't even get what this is supposed to be.
This is like you're just hitting the bong too much. You think you're being philosophical and working words into sentences.
Well, that's the problem, Jim. We're sober. We should all start hitting the bong. Gee, man, this guy makes a lot of sense.
God. We knew that you choose your story or a story is chosen for you. You're always choosing your story. Even fucking letting other people do it means you've made a choice.
I chose my story.
And that's fucking hippie music working its way into my fucking brain because you fucker are just so full of yourself.
Yay, Jim's becoming a hippie.
The past is as unreal as the future, so why not invent one that makes sense, that gives you the illusion of being on a train moving down the track?
The past is very real. You can read about it on Wikipedia or on something called a book.
Yes. God,
this guy sounds like he spent about 15 years dropping acid and then got nothing from it. But thinks he does.
I know. Members of Generation X carry this sensibility. No, we do not. We carry no sensibility whatsoever. We're the ones who fucked up everything. Oh, God.
At least the baby boomers had an interest in like Satanism and good music when like Black Sabbath and Coven came out. I mean, yes, and the underground death metal kind of came into its own in the 90s, but that's the underground. The mainstream was, fucking Marilyn Manson.
God, if we actually let the underground take over, the underground of Gen X, then there might be a chance. But this guy's just so lost in pop culture.
Oh, God, Burzum as president. Varg Vikernes as president.
It's coded in their constitution, turns up in their posture and prose. Jeff Bezos, Michelle Obama. God, why are you fucking citing her as anything special? She was just another first lady. Oh, wow, different skin tone. That makes her special.
She was black. She has to be
She has to be codified as a saint and all this shit just because skin tone, even though, wow, she's like a new Nancy Reagan.
Which is sad. I wouldn't want to be Nancy Reagan.
Matt Dillon. God, no.
No.
And John Leguizamo.
No.
Born 1964. Oh, wow. You're doing the same thing that Zennial thing was talking about. Putting such an emphasis on the date born.
You want 1964? Doro Pesh.
Chris Rock.
No.
Born 1965. Kurt Cobain and Lizzie Fair. No. You suck.
No.
Born 1967. Jay-Z, Cory Booker, and Patton Oswalt, born 1969. No.
Well, Patton Oswalt is in the new Mystery Science Theater, so I guess he gets a pass.
Okay, maybe.
Still.
River Phoenix, Melissa McCarthy, and Beck, born in 1970.
No, and double no. Scientologist little fucking.
Sofia Coppola and Mark Anderson.
I think it's Sophia. I don't know who that is, but I think it's pronounced Sophia. You fucking.
Yeah, Sofia Coppola. Yeah.
I think that's Francis Ford Coppola's daughter.
Then no.
1971. Seth MacFarlane, Dave Chappelle.
No. Seth MacFarlane. I'm sorry. No. Seth MacFarlane deserves to be shot.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No.
Man, who deserves to be immolated. And so that we could just listen to him scream.
God, what year was DiCaprio born? Does it say?
Yeah, and Derek Jeter, born 1974.
Varg Vikernes is born in 73. And by the way, it's Jeter, not Jeter. He's a baseball player.
Okay. Tiger Woods and Chelsea Handler, born in 1975.
No. And no. I never thought Chelsea was very funny, and I never thought Tiger Woods was very talented.
So this is pretty much a list, save for like maybe 2 people on it, of people who suck.
Patton Oswalt and I can't think of a second person.
Our generational works of art, those monuments, many of them share this sensibility.
You know who else? Here, Jim, I'll name you some Generation Xers. Okay? Dave Mustaine. He was a good Generation Xer until, of course, he stopped doing drugs.
Yes. Yeah.
Lars Ulrich. He was a crappy Generation Xer.
Yeah.
The guys from Slayer. Now they're people to be admired.
Yes.
Seth Putnam. He was a Generation Xer, born in 68.
Mm-hmm.
Doro Pesh. She's hot. Who else? Pretty much Cannibal Corpse. Pretty much every member from the band Cannibal Corpse.
Yes. Yes, now we're talking, aren't we?
Dave Brockie.
Oh, yeah. Brockie.
Yes. So, these, I mean, yes, I agree. Generation Xers can save if you do the right Generation Xers.
Yeah, but if you go the lamestream, the corporate pushed bullshit you just all mentioned, it's just going to be more destruction.
Varg Vikernes, the guy that murdered somebody. John Nodvite from Dissection, the guy who murdered somebody and was awesome. You don't count.
It's kind of enough already. Detachment and exhaustion, and opting for comedy over morals, lessons, rules. Boy, this sounds like Ulysses from that game.
No, we're not. No, shut up and continue. Shut up and continue. And then the rules divide.
And symbols of bear and bull, 4 simultaneous days.
Oh God, I hate. And
he was so fucking full of himself. It's like this is like every poser I ever met. Oh God!
The only reason I didn't laugh is because I had a huge headache that night.
I laughed my ass off as I played it first. I was like, God, this is like, oh God.
See, I
reminds me of when I was like 13, thinking I knew everything in the world.
I watched the episode later on and thought it was funny, but when it was there, I had a huge headache. And you know how things magnify when you have a headache. So it's just like, oh God, please kill him. And we killed him in the most glorious way.
And look how they stand up. How much newer and better those movies and books can seem than works made 5 or 3 years ago. Everyone can make their own list. Mine includes Exile in Guyville by Liz Phair. Never read that. Don't think I want to if you're pushing it, dude. A supposedly fun thing I'll never do again.
That was actually kind of an interesting read.
By David Foster Wallace. Everything by Quentin Tarantino.
Fuck, Tarantino owes his career to Roger Corman. He should be getting on his knees.
Ditto Wes Anderson. Richard Linklater.
Linklater.
Yeah. Tina Fey.
No. Come on, keep naming. I like this.
The key lyric, it can serve as a coda, opens the Nirvana. You fucking. Oh, God.
I didn't even like Nirvana when I was 12. I always thought they sucked. It's funny. It wasn't even like some like System of a Down I used to like when I was like 11 and didn't know better. I always thought Nirvana sucked.
God, they do. I don't care. 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 God. No, you do care, and that's why you're writing this. If you actually didn't care, you'd be shitting all over yourself, realizing how useless you are.
And then you shot yourself because you realized that no matter how big you were never going to be immortalized. You realized that the only way you could be immortal is to commit suicide. And so that's what he did.
Yay. Let's go watch Star Trek The Last Generation.
No.
We're off to the universe dying now.
Let's go watch The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, that's really good. That was glorious. Each of these works made for a different reason and under different circumstances, but each carries the same message. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Get off it. Get it off, get it off, get it off. Go away, go away, go away.
Oh, God.
Then why are you emphasizing this? God.
Because I don't even get what his point is.
I don't understand either. How's that? How he's just having a self-righteous moment.
I mean, okay, if you're saying that like Nirvana's apathy, that Generation X's are apathetic, yeah, but it wasn't even a fun apathy. It was an apathy. It was a showy apathy that they had to talk about how much they didn't care repeatedly, rather than just going, whatever. They'd, and by the way, like, I'm so hardcore apathetic because like the world is like,
and instead of just going meh, you have to say, oh yeah, I really don't care. I super don't care about that.
No, Jim, you're not saying it right. No, man, because like the world's like messed up, and so I don't even care anymore. I'm gonna like sit here and like play guitar in my like underwear. Because, like, I'm deep poet, but I don't even, like, care. And that's literally, dude.
If you didn't care, if you honestly didn't care, you would be doing 16 lines of coke off a hooker's titties instead of writing this.
And if you'd like to see the fallout from Generation X, black gaze. Black gaze is a continuation, and Jim, I think you'll hear me out on this. Black gaze is a continuation of that kind of Nirvana mindset.
And those people need to die.
Yes, basically what I'm saying is Generation X created hipsters.
God. And I know it too.
This
reads like a hipster, so
doesn't it? I mean, we don't have the right voice for this. We need the dude from what's that band called? Liturgy.
Yeah.
The burst beat, man.
Yeah, the same thing has been done before, but we'll name it something else. Yeah. I'm trying to make it sound like we're all groovy because we're just going to invert.
You made me read that manifesto. And now whenever I sleep, I sometimes have dreams of walking down a hallway and all of a sudden hearing some stoned out voice go, transcendental black metal is like the inverse of death.
Yeah, God. Detachment, removed, disgust with the busy-handed do-goodism of the older brother in the peace shirt. Just like what you're doing with this article, you're trying to be the do-gooder, saying how awesome we are. No, we're not. Go fuck yourself. History is big and we are small. Grand projects end in ruin. What about the pyramids? They're still going.
They're still there. I mean,
we haven't
yes.
figured out how to do any grand projects. So, like, we just leave everything half-assed. It's not even a grand project. It's a half-assed project.
What about the road that ancient Rome built that was pretty much straight for like 1,000 miles?
Hadrian's Wall kind of stuff. I think that crosses the Hadrian's Wall. I don't remember.
Hadrian.
That's the name of one of the places up there.
I know who it is.
No, sometimes the best you can do is have a drink. So why are you not drinking instead of writing this article?
And I tried to drink myself to death. 40 years went by, and drunken I was left.
Drunk I was when they forgot me.
Gagged and bagged was right where they caught me. Anyway.
That's what we know. No, apparently you don't. And that's all. And that we're all going to die anyway. You're trying to accept it, but you're still fighting it. I can see it.
I accepted it a long time ago.
Yeah, but the guy writing this article
I know
he accepts it, but he doesn't. He's fearful, so he's got to do this.
Fear of the dark. Fear of the dark. I have a constant. Sorry.
Think about that scene in Pulp Fiction after a terrible night in which Mia Wallace, Uma Thurman, 70, nearly dies of an overdose. She ends up wild-eyed, a needle plunged in her heart. Vincent Vega, John Travolta, 54, walks toward the door, lingering to see if anything important or profound will be said. What's the takeaway, the boomer asks, for this is the moment when you usually get the takeaway. I just got it as, wow, this is your typical drug party. This is something that happens.
This is what happens. This is the fault I have with people like Rational Wiki and people like that who try to look for politics and meaning in everything. Like South Park makes a joke about transgender people, therefore they're against transgender people, despite the fact that what they're actually doing is just making a joke about how fucked up Mr. Garrison is.
Yeah, exactly. Mia turns to Vincent but doesn't give him a lesson. She tells him a joke instead, a stupid joke. And that's the takeaway. There is no takeaway. No, that's just something druggies do. You're putting way too much meaning in that. God, you haven't hung out with actual junkies.
Like I said, these are people who try to look for philosophy and politics into everything. You know, they can't. If they wake up and they open their eyes and they study how opening their eyes a fraction of a second quicker can lead to this takeaway or this thought experience. It's people who don't know how to just stop and smell the trees.
Yeah. Irony and a keen sense of dread are what make Generation X the last great hope. We're not hope.
They don't even know what irony is
already.
They're the ones who started with this listening to music ironically thing that millennials have gotten. You cannot listen to music ironically. It's impossible.
You either like it, feel indifferent, or hate it. It's not ironic.
I mean, you can listen to it because you think it's funny, but that's not ironically. That's just because you think that Anal Cunt's a funny band.
Mm-hmm. Listen to Anal Cunt. That is all.
Why would you listen to something you don't like? I don't get it. I don't. Why would you listen to a band you don't like? Because you want to make a statement?
With its belief that even if you could tell other people what to say and what not to say, even if you could tell them how to live, even if you could enforce those rules through social pressure and public shaming, why would you want to? But why do you do it anyway? That's essentially what this article is trying to do.
I mean, I listen to things I don't like, but that's because I review things.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just so uncool. I never really believed in the notion of a generation.
Who wrote this crap?
Oh God, hold on a second. This is Rich Cohen.
Rich Cohen, I want you dead.
You suck.
Yes. Rich Cohen, you're not Gene Ray.
If 4 people are born every second of every day, how can you have a generation? The people. You're trying to make words have.
Well,
What?
I kind of understand what he's saying because I never really got the concept of a generation or when the one starts and when one ends because there's always significant overlap.
Yeah, there is. But I get it now. No, you don't.
I get it now. I've seen the light.
A generation is the creation of shared experiences, the things that happen, the things you all did and listened to and read and went through, and, as important, the things that did not happen.
Wait, in that case, Jim, my generation comprises of like maybe 3 people. I can think of like 2 or 3 people my own age who've done the same thing I've done.
I can think of about 6, and 2 are dead.
I think. Well, I mean, okay. If we're going back to 1980, I could think of about 20 or 30, and by the way, about 7 are dead.
Yeah. We are the last generation who grew up with crappy video games.
Wait, no, what? Wow, hey, wow, okay, hold the phone. What do you? Every video game released since like 1995 has been a work of art. Really? I
And if you're knocking the Atari, if you're saying that all Atari games were crappy just because you were a box, and that arrow thing is actually a sword, not an arrow, and you're fucking saying that's crappy, no, that was a fucking work of art on the Atari.
I still think that's cool today. And God, you made me play Magical Diary. So, have you told your Denimon friend about this?
Oh God, it was great.
I heard a little bit about it.
Oh,
Oh, I heard that the story was actually pretty decent.
what happened? What happened?
I don't remember anything other than I've been told that the story turned out great or something like that.
Well, yeah, only because we messed with it.
Yeah,
we turned the one old woman into a racist Nazi robot.
That ended up hating all, even white people, and like, oh yeah, we had to sacrifice white people to appease the natives who we took their land.
And we turned Professor Grabby into a drunk. I don't even know what we were doing.
It was great. And panties sniffing. That's what the one roommate did.
Let's keep going before I just because the kiss scene was too.
With actual arcades instead of quality home consoles. You do realize Dave and Buster's is a thing, that arcades are coming back because people want to socialize while they play video games.
I didn't know they had Dave and Buster's where you are actually.
Yeah, they do.
Every time I go there, I get the shits.
Yay.
And and the games aren't that fun.
If you wanted to play, you had to leave the house and mix it up with the ruffians. I was one of the ruffians.
I literally, whenever like me and like my sister would go, like her friends, I would just listen to a book and like fill myself up on French fries.
That is, we are the last American generation to have the old-time childhood, such as dying of diseases that we have no vaccines for. That's an old-time childhood.
I had a pretty retro. I mean, I remember going to CD stores and thinking, this is awesome. I remember going to video stores and combing for anything related to motorsport. Kid or adult, because I was like 4, so I'd buy fucking, kiddie videos. But I'd also find like NASCAR and review videos and things like that. And I remember going to the video store like every week, and I loved it. And. So what are you talking about? The last generation to have an old school childhood. Bitch, I had a VCR till 2007.
Hey,
And I
good.
still have one
I
now.
have a VCR.
Yeah, I'd have one now, except I think all our tapes got washed away in a fucking flood.
Wherein you were assigned a bully along with a homeroom teacher.
I was assigned. I had a bully in middle school and in elementary school. Would you like to know who they were, Jim? Everyone.
Fun of the blind, kid. Yeah.
Or bash his head against the wall.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I've had my fucking ass kicked.
And the teachers would like, oh no, why are you hurting him? Don't do that.
Our childhood was closer to those of the 1950s than whatever they're doing today. No, actually, I think the childhood today is closer to the sitcoms of the 1950s.
Hang on. I have to turn my fan on because I'm like roasting here. But I do want to make a point about that in a minute.
Okay.
Just continue.
It was hands-on, dirty, and fun. Like you can't get dirty today. I see kids getting dirty today. Oh, God. I am the last great generation. Why does no one listen to me? Because I am a self-important pud.
In some ways, I agree. I think a lot of these kids are missing out on a lot of things that I really liked as a kid.
Yeah.
But and then and then I think of all the drawbacks. Okay, do you remember, Jim, when you had when you saw a computer? Like I have some races from '98 that I used to watch all the time, and I remember watching a computer advertisement with like 5 megs of RAM, and that was considered an amazing thing.
Yeah.
I remember when the internet was for like emails that you would take an hour to check. And that you spent 12 hours downloading a song.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
What, Derek?
I remember that when you had to spend so long downloading songs.
Hey, you two sound alike. I remember, there are a lot of things I like about these modern times. I like that I can listen to whatever I want over the internet. I like that we can have this show done, like I said, for free in relatively decent quality. So, I mean, really, I like that. Back in the, I mean, and yes, there are drawbacks, but I like now. If I want to know how the fire by my house is, I can just look it up. I can look up, what the latest to like the second is, how much it's burned, rather than waiting for, my house to catch fire. So there are a lot of things I do like about this time period. There's its drawbacks, but really, if you're just going to appeal to nostalgia, then I mean, no one can appeal to nostalgia better than I can. I can tell you about when I was growing up and kart racing and all the great fucking videos I used to have, but really,
I made it onto the plane just as the door was closing. This happened a few months ago. I found my seat next to a businessman who was as handsome as Gary Grant. He wore a beautiful suit and had a beautiful leather briefcase. His glasses were made by Armani. His hair was thick and dark and going gray.
I wanted to sodomize him.
Distinguished, and I realized with shock that this man, this picture of elegant adulthood, was more than a decade younger than me. A member of another generation. The cooties! God. God, are you trying to insulate? God, I fucking interact with people, different generations, all the fucking time.
I do too. I have my entire life, and yes, I get crap for my age still, but that's just because that's I was told by a girl that she didn't want to talk to me because I was part of this generation, and normally I'd be like, oh, what, but I was like, no, let me prove myself that I'm not. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay, you're cool. I mean, I don't begrudge her for saying that because it was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to talk to no one of this generation either.
God, I don't even like talking to most people of my own generation. It's so
Yes.
fucking shallow and vapid with their fucking pretend fucking apathy, just trying to flirt up the place. It's like if you truly didn't care about all the things you didn't care about, then like you would actually cling on to the few things that you do.
That's why
But
whenever I
instead,
meet
no, you try to not even care about the things that you do care about.
That's why whenever I meet someone interesting, I do sing the praises of them quite a lot because I have very high standards, and meeting people who are interesting is, kind of few and far between.
Oh, I know that.
By the way, Jim, you're not on that list.
Good. He was working so furiously at his penis. I mean, phone.
What are you clapping over there?
Nothing.
Penis.
Concentrated and intense. Then I craned over in hope of catching a phrase from whatever memo, launch plan, or prospectus he was hurrying to finish before the markets closed.
And I got
What I
shit
saw
about it.
shocked me. It wasn't just that he was playing a video game, but that in that game he was guiding a chimpanzee down a candy road.
That sounds like a stupid video game.
Is it at least dead?
Or is the chimpanzee?
That would make it more interesting.
Is it
zombie
Pogo the
chimpanzee.
monkey? Is it Pogo the monkey from Grand Theft Auto?
Yes, Pogo the monkey. Here, Pogo, have a fast car.
And then you kill the president, and then you blow up the White House and become president.
Hell to the chimp.
I stared at him and stared at him, but he did not notice. When the flight attendant told him to buckle his seatbelt, he looked up, and the look on his face was one you see a lot now, blank and unfocused. A mole pulled out of a dark tunnel, yanked from a cheap, common dream. Ah, just like your face and most of my generation as I grew up and as I aged and got older, and just you think this is an exclusive trait, that you don't have this as well, you self-righteous pud.
Self-righteous pud.
I grew up outside Chicago. I went to one of the high schools where John Hughes set all those iconic teen movies. I studied them as a religious scholar might study the Bible, searching for answers, clues. The Breakfast Club was not one of my favorites, but it was said to define my generation.
Wait. You're going to study pop culture movies for answers and clues? I studied the Dissection album for answers and clues, the third Dissection album for answers and clues about, oh, he's mentioning this part of anti-cosmic Satanism. Oh, this part of anti-cosmic Satanism. Oh, this part.
I studied Slayer.
Yeah, I do.
The earlier works were the most riveting.
And Iron Maiden. I still like Slayer later, fuck. But, and Iron Maiden, and Manila Road, and Sabaton, and fucking all the other bands who talk about history and occultism and battles and things,
Mm-hmm. But you went with the Breakfast Club. In that movie, Hughes did a bit of dialogue that says more than he probably intended, which is the way with art.
Oh, God. Let's hear it.
Now and then you are telling the future without meaning to. It's spoken by the teacher, Richard Vernon, Paul Gleason, 39, as you know, birth years are important. The only adult with a major role in the movie, other than the janitor, Carl John Capulus, 56. Vernon is talking to Carl, and his words trouble me. It's the truth of the sentiment and the fact that I actually identify with the heavy. Now, this is what makes me wake up in the middle of the night, he says, that when I get older, these kids are going to take care of me. Don't you think every generation has said
says that.
that?
My dad, they're born in 57. They say that.
God, it's even written in the Bible. Thousands of years before the Breakfast Club.
But because I grew up in an age where there was no teenage. I mean, it was hip hop and emo rock, and I never wanted any part of that. Indie hipster rock. So but he's going to analyze the Breakfast Club for deep, meaningful thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
See, I analyze, like I said, Iron Maiden. Oh, what are they talking about here? Oh, an airship disaster. That's interesting.
Oh, wow. They're talking about, giving it all and dying in glory.
Or aerial combat during World War II.
Mm-hmm. Which was, kill or be killed.
Or they're talking about, the Indians versus the white men, how the Indians gave a hell of a good battle, but they just couldn't fight. So they had to run.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, he's going to analyze a fucking teen movie.
Yeah. Rich Cohen, fuck you. You're a pud.
Die.
You're exactly everything that's wrong with my generation.
Wrong with every generation. I'm sure if Abraham Lincoln or fucking, I don't know, fucking Charles Lindbergh read this, they'd be like, what the
Anyways, that's where we're going to call this one.
All right. I do hope you've enjoyed this. You've been listening to the Swine Brothers Show, episode 131, the Generation Ranting Game for September, whatever the hell it is, 3rd or something, 4th, I don't know, 2017. If you'd like to email us with questions, comments, or thoughts about generations, you can do so at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is always the Swine Brothers, and Twitter is always the SwineBro666. For Eric the Millennial, Danimon the Millennial, and Jim the Generation Xer, I'm Elliot the God.
Dear God, please kill us all. Why are you always kissing us?